It began as a simple online bookstore. No flags, no soldiers, no elections won or lost. And yet today, its invisible infrastructure touches what you buy, how fast it arrives, what data is collected about you, and which businesses survive or disappear. This is the paradox of modern power, an empire without borders, built not through conquest, but convenience, not through force, but frictionless design. A corporation that does not govern nations, yet quietly reshapes them. To understand how one company came to wield influence once reserved for states, we have to look beyond products and profits. We have to examine how power itself evolved in the modern age. In the late 20th century, the Internet promised decentralization. It was supposed to flatten hierarchies, empower individuals, and reduce the dominance of traditional institutions. During this moment of optimism, Amazon was founded in 1994 by Jeff Bezos, operating out of a garage in Seattle. Its initial ambition was modest: sell books online more efficiently than physical stores ever could. But beneath that simplicity was a long-term vision shaped by earlier empires of trade. From the Dutch East India Company to Standard Oil, history showed that whoever controlled distribution, not just production, controlled markets. Amazon did not invent commerce, it reinvented logistics, and in doing so, it positioned itself not as a retailer, but as the backbone of global consumption. The first turning point came with scale. Amazon aggressively reinvested profits, undercut competitors, and expanded beyond books into electronics, clothing, cloud services, and entertainment. For years, it tolerated losses that traditional firms could not survive. Then came Amazon Web Services. What began as an internal tool to manage traffic quietly became the digital infrastructure of the Internet itself. Governments, banks, startups, and intelligence agencies began relying on Amazon servers. Another turning point followed: Prime. By locking consumers into speed and convenience, Amazon reshaped expectations across the entire economy. Waiting became unacceptable. Local businesses struggled to compete. Entire retail sectors collapsed. What emerged was not just a company, but an ecosystem so deeply embedded that opting out became increasingly difficult.
Amazon's power does not come from monopoly in the classical sense. It comes from vertical integration. It controls the marketplace, the logistics, the data, the cloud infrastructure, and increasingly the rules of participation. Sellers depend on Amazon for visibility. Consumers depend on it for speed. Governments depend on it for cloud services. Each layer reinforces the next. This is platform power, a system where influence is exercised not through commands, but architecture. Decisions are made by algorithms, pricing models, and opaque policies rather than public debate. In economic terms, Amazon exploits network effects and economies of scale so vast that competition becomes structurally discouraged. In political terms, this creates a private entity capable of shaping labor conditions, urban development, tax policy, and even surveillance capacity, without democratic accountability.
Today, Amazon's warehouses define labor debates. Its data practices influence privacy laws. Its lobbying efforts rival those of major defense contractors. During global crises, from pandemics to supply chain shocks, governments turn to Amazon as critical infrastructure. What was once optional became essential. This blurring of lines between public necessity and private control is the defining feature of modern empire. Power no longer marches in uniforms, it arrives in cardboard boxes, backed by cloud servers and predictive algorithms.
History teaches us that empires rarely announce themselves. They emerge gradually through systems people come to depend on. Amazon did not conquer territory. It conquered time. It did not seize governments.
it shaped incentives. The real question is not whether one corporation built a modern empire, but whether societies recognize empire when it no longer looks like one. In an age where convenience replaces consent and infrastructure replaces ideology, power hides in plain sight. And the future will be shaped not by who rules, but by who builds the systems everyone else must live inside.